Hi, it's Alexander here, and I'm here with Ali Zadeh, who's a member of Business Mentor Insiders. Welcome, Ali. How's everything going in your business right now?
Hey man, thank you very much. Best month ever. I mean, May has been finished now. It's the second day of June. Business has been going great ever since the pandemic started. Kind of sad for the world, but it's the best month I've had.
I mean, what happened this past month? Like, how much money did you make? Why did it happen? Like, what's been
Mhm.
going on?
So I've made over 10K euros. So I'm believe that's around 11K dollars for May. The reason why that happened is probably because I just stopped doing everyday stuff that a normal, let's say, 21-year-old guy does, which is maybe spending too much time just on social media, spending too much time doing mindless stuff, just broke people activities, so to say, broke people habits, which I have nothing against that, but it's just not the best thing to do when you're trying to build your business. And I feel like I really needed this pandemic. I needed this time for myself to like isolate and focus on what really matters in my life. So
Are you unhappy now and sad?
well, that's actually something I thought I would be if I would actually work as much as I did. Because, to be honest, I actually tracked my focused hours worked in May, and it was an average of 46 hours a week. So it's not, it's not like a lot. It's not like 60 hours a week, but it's also not like compared to what I used to work. I used to work like 25, maybe 30 hours a week, which is like nothing when you're doing only business, especially when you're so young, having so much energy. I'm not sad at all. I'm actually proud of like the achievements, and most of it, I'm proud of the habits that I've built and the hours that I can now work and still be happy, right? So, yeah,
What have you missed out on? You must be missing out on all kinds of things you were doing before that were very important. So what have you missed out on so far?
absolutely nothing really.
Oh,
I feel like the only thing I missed out on was that I kind of regret not starting to work as hard as I just started working in May when I first joined BMI. So
mm,
that's like the only thing I kind of missed out on or regret not doing.
right. And what does your business do? So how did you, like, people are like, how does this kid, 21-year-old kid, no offense, get to 10,000 euros in a month? Like, what does your business do?
So I sell video services. I'm not really yet as specific as some other members might be in BMI, where they're like focused on a specific niche or specific service. So I try to offer video production services, whether that is going on location at a company and shooting a project for like 4 or 5K and above, or I'm selling animation videos or video editing services, whether that will be for YouTube or for bigger commercials and stuff like that. So it all revolves around videos.
So do you think you can keep going like this? You had a 10K month,
Mhm.
pretty good. Can you keep going like this? Because the months before that were less, I think, right?
Yeah, so I used to spin around like 4 to 5K ever since I joined BMI. Um, and that was like due to lack of just ambition, due to lack of work ethic and focus, and like a real goal. Right now, if your question was if it's still possible to continue, absolutely yes. And I'm actually, my goal for this month is to double that, so make 20K a month. And I just feel like 10K isn't really, when you're in business, when you're actually running a business, it's just like the starting point. It should be at
Yep,
least for everyone. Um,
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, and
10K is
that's why I feel like I've wasted so much time, like having such a low standard, because that's what it really comes to, having a low standard, low just like work ethic, low everything. And so right now the base point is 10K. I want to raise that and keep going forward. So yeah,
What do your friends do? What
my
are your friends
friends.
right now? Yeah, I mean, you must have been hanging out with them all day before, since you were only working 25 hours a week, making 5,000. So
Yeah,
what are your friends doing? The ones that you're not hanging out with right now?
same stuff that they used to do always, right? So most of them, being 21, most of my friends are either studying or working a job or something like that. So it's nothing really what like relatable to what I'm doing. That's why it's really great to be in BMI and to actually have such members to surround myself with, right? But yeah.
And how did you learn the things you've learned? Like, why are you special? Like, what have you? I mean, how did you learn business? Why are your friends all working McDonald's or whatever, and why are you making 5 to 10K per month?
Well, big shift was when I joined BMI, to be honest. I literally, like in May, I earned as much as I earned for like the whole half of year before I joined BMI. I hope that makes sense. So like it took me 6 months to make the same amount of money I did last month. How I learned it all, BMI, obviously all the course material, especially best thing that happened to me was like joining the calls, asking questions. And as I said, just surrounding myself with people that it's kind of like you can see people actually making the money that you want to make as well. So it's like it becomes realistic, because before that you think it's this like non-feasible goal, 10K a month. It literally was this unrealistic goal for me, like making 10K a month. I used to put it on a pedestal, and now it's just like it happened, and I'm like, that was nothing. Actually, I could have put in more focused work in. I could have cut out like lower value tasks that I could be doing, like delivery and all that, and then focus more on lead gen, focus more on sales, and then literally just double that. So, it's a lot of not technical, but really business related things that people just don't really get grasp on YouTube. So all the value, real value is, within the group. And that's where I learned most of the things that I know now.
Okay, so 21-year-old German fellow got to 10K. Interesting, very interesting. I just Googled how much a CEO makes in Germany. A CEO in Germany with 5 to 9 years experience, okay, 5 to 9 years experience, makes 85,000 euros per year. And that's going to be before tax. So you understand what that means, right?
Right.
So 50% of that or so is going to go to taxes, I think, right? And a CEO with 10 to 19 years of experience, which is, 40 years or so, 35, 40 years old CEO, maybe even older, makes 150,000 a year in euros.
You're making me feel too good. This is not good.
Yeah, but I mean, don't feel too good. Who are your mentors? How much money do they make?
People in the group making like 50, 100 grand a month. That's around the range.
And what do they do? Like, what type of business do they run?
Well, I know they run like Shopify app development stuff. Then they do other like Facebook ad marketing. Usually it just revolves around marketing, the people I really talk to. Yeah.
And what have you learned from them over the past, whatever, like since you joined?
Stick to the basics. What I mean by that is stick to what really brings the results. So like keep the main thing, whether that would be like lead generation, sales, spend most of your time doing that at the beginning so you can get to the results that you want to get as fast as possible. And then something that I'm still in the process of learning is just like creating a team, outsourcing, and being the man that actually, focuses on the business and not really in the business, working on like tasks that everyone could potentially do. Stuff I've also learned from them is just like, track your time, track your working time, be disciplined. Also very important, take time off. As you probably remember last year, I mentally, I wasn't in the same place where I'm right now. Wasn't the best of times, where I just used to work. That's when I used to work too much on the wrong things, like focusing way too much on editing projects and not enough on bringing more projects in. And I got to a point where I had so many costs, and I was like not making any money because I was like focusing on this creative part of my work, which is, I'm a creative guy. I love creative work, but you should also think as a business person as well, especially if you really want to do your creative work long term. And I think this is also a really big shift that happened to me as well. I think it's really important for anyone that is watching this video and is also a creative person to know that, if you want to do what you love, if you are a creative person and all that, you got to get the money flowing. Otherwise you're just like focusing on projects, doing editing work or editing photos or whatever. Like anyone can do that, right? But if you want to do that long term, because if you really love it, then learn how to do more sales, learn how to actually build a business. And then, later on you can focus on, I guess, your favorite projects and spending some delivery time on them. And then the rest of the time should be, focusing on bringing more cash flow in. So that's pretty much the things I've learned. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. I wish I learned that at 21, dude. Like I can't, because that's definitely not what I was learning at 21. I was learning dumb bullshit that was losing me money. So to everyone who's tired of learning dumb bullshit that's losing you money, and you just can't even imagine making 10K per month, here's your example right here. There you go. There he is. I hope he's in the same spot on the video, in the recording as I'm pointing at. But that's basically how you do it, and that's who you need to learn from. So who should be doing this, Ali? Who is this for? Like, I mean, do you have a special magical background? Are you a prodigy? Were you running 10 businesses before this, or what happened?
No. So I definitely wasn't. This is for anyone that has just like, so for me, I'm going to give you my example because I've always liked to be independent. So make just like have my own clients, close my own projects, make money on my own, so to say, and not have like a boss speaking to me like, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I always was like that. I even earned my first like online money doing some graphic design work at like 16 on Fiverr, right? Anyone that is also creative, you don't even have to be creative, but I'm a creative guy, so I guess anyone can like relate to me. If you're a creative guy and you want to learn how to like sustainably get more projects in long term, and learn how to actually, get either more video projects in, either more graphic design projects in, or whatever creative. But as I said, you can be even like not creative at all. Anyone that wants to be like financially independent, that wants to travel, that wants to get to like 10K, 20K, even 100K. I mean, we've got members making even more than this, right, in the group. So it really depends on what you really want. But if you want to get to the next level, not be stuck in a job or whatever, learn how to actually run a business, build a team and all that. Anyone that wants to start travel, as I said, this is for you. But you also got to be willing to like work. Because as I said, I feel like I've just reached a point where this is the baseline for anyone that runs a business, like at least 10K. Anything below that is just like what are you doing? Like if you know a little bit of sales, a little bit of lead generation, then, and if you also work like 35 hours a week, you should automatically make 10K. I mean, there's no excuse.
Before you joined, and maybe even a little bit after, what were things that you were thinking that were like, I don't know, maybe this is a scam, or I don't know if I can do this, or what were some of those things? I'm just giving examples, of course, but what were some of your things that you were thinking before you joined or right after?
Well, it's really hard for me to look back right now, since obviously I have a different mindset now. But, I was obviously, people have different levels of like, they're cynical, right? A lot of people don't really believe in what they see.
Tell us the truth. Yeah, tell us the truth. Like, what were you actually thinking? Because they're like, people watching this video are thinking that right now. So just what were you thinking?
Right. Honestly, I was thinking like, all right, because the way I found it was, I think, from your YouTube channel. And I used to look at your YouTube videos, and I was like, who is this guy? Why is he like talking about business and Upwork and all of these stuff? And then after a while, like I realized like you're the type of guy that doesn't like bullshit around like Lamborghinis and stuff, but you get straight to the facts. You teach people how to actually get clients, how to actually build a business. That's what I realized from the YouTube channel itself. And then I decided to, book a call with you or one of your members. And I don't know, the thoughts that I had back then, to be honest, was like, I don't know, I just was kind of scared of it not working, of like, making making the investment of joining the group and then being disappointed, right? And actually, good news, I made that investment and I literally made the same amount plus half of it, so like 1.5x more, literally 1 month afterwards. And
really? It was that fast? Damn,
yeah.
I don't remember that. I thought it took you longer, but good to hear.
Yeah. And that was crazy to me because, as I said, before joining BMI, I struggled very, very hard with like earning money. I struggled really, really hard as a freelance videographer back then. I used to charge like literally peanuts, nothing. So that was like the biggest shift. Once I joined, once I run through the course and actually learned the stuff, literally I 10x'd my price for what I used to charge, right? So used to charge like 400 euros for like a video project.
Same as when I was 22, dude. I was so fucking down. It was incredible. But I did the same thing. Just no one told me, like you can 10x the price. I hate the term 10x, but you can, you can. And it sounds cliche or fake, but I literally 10x'd it. Like I used to charge 400 euros per project.
then I closed my biggest project, like 4,500 euros, and it was even less stress and less work. So,
Well,
you know,
I mean, surely anyone watching this they don't need to join BMI. You just 10x the price, man, right? You just 10x the price, bro. Is that
yeah.
true? Or what do you think? Do they just need to 10x the price, or is there more going on?
I mean, if you've got the guts to do that, do it. But I believe there's a lot more going behind 10xing the price. So you got to actually become a person that quote unquote deserves it. And there's a lot of stuff behind, like learning how to close, learning how to sell, learning how to position yourself in front of the client. A lot of stuff that I still need to learn. I'm still not the best sales guy. Like if I would be honest, I'm not the greatest sales guy ever. And I still close the 10K month, which is, goes to show that, you don't have to be like a really good sales guy to do that. Right.
And I think one of the projects was half of this amount this time. It was half of the 10K was one project.
It was, but it's a bit different because it's more like a long-term it's like a 2-month project, but it's not like actual 2 months of work. It's a bit more difficult to explain. So it's more like
it's collected, right? It's not future earnings, right?
no. So it's collected. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good. It's very important.
Yeah.
We're not talking about future earnings here, guys, or any of that kind of nonsense. We're talking about Ali's real business, where he received in revenue 10K euros in May.
Right.
That's all. Okay, so that's all we're talking about here.
Right.
And what's your profit margin on this, Ali? Like, is low?
Honestly, since I'm doing all delivery myself still.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, still like I need to, that's what I'm saying. Like I need to work on, building a team, learning how to outsource to the right people. Cause the thing is, I'm more like I guess you can call it whatever, perfectionist, or like, I like to have a really good service delivery, right? Really good video editing.
You shouldn't have to do the work yourself. But what's the profit margin now that you're doing most of the work yourself? Must be really high then, I guess.
Yeah, like 95% or something like that.
95%. Hire people, man. Like you can have 50K months. You hire them. They take 20% of your revenue. You have a hit to your bottom line, but at least you're not sitting there editing videos, whatever else needs to be done for the project. But anyway,
I need to join a call and ask a coach about that. Really.
Arian, Matt B, all those types of guys, they know how to do that. But anyway, anyone watching this, by the way, so we have, I just checked the numbers while Ali was talking, because he was talking about mentors. We have 9 guys currently doing at least 7 figures in the community. It's 9 guys actually, not like 2 or 3, like it used to be. So, some of them are instructors. Ali's learning from them. He's learning from other instructors. I think Ali, you've probably spoken to like 8 or 9 instructors over the months. So.
Oh yeah, it could be even more for sure. Yeah.
Could be even more than 10. We have 16 right now.
Yeah.
But mentors, do we call them instructors or mentors? I keep switching those things up. But thanks for sharing. Like, it's very insightful, good information, very insightful. Hopefully it's valuable to people. To the haters, please leave. To the non-haters, there's hundreds of these videos, guys. Like, what are you doing? Why are you not in business yet? There's hundreds of videos with proof. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
You're crazy. All right. Anyway, so thank you. And hopefully see everyone who's watching this video inside BMI one day. And Ali, see you on the call maybe later today, actually, in 3 hours.
For sure. Thanks, Alex.